Do you often find yourself waking up around 3 a.m., wondering why your body refuses to stay asleep? You're not alone. Millions of older adults experience this mysterious early morning awakening. And it's not just a coincidence. In fact, science shows that waking up at 3 a.m. is often your body's way of revealing something deeper about your health, hormones, and even your emotions. In this video, we'll explore 6 reasons why older people commonly wake up at 3 a.m. and what those early morning wake-ups might be trying to tell you. Some of these causes are physical, others are emotional, but all of them are important to understand if you want to regain restful, uninterrupted sleep. Stay tuned until the end, because the final reason is one that almost no one talks about. Yet it explains why many seniors wake up at the exact same hour every night. By the end of this video, you'll know not only why it happens, but how to start fixing it so you can finally sleep peacefully through the night again. Now, let's get started. Reason 1. Hormonal shifts that change your internal clock. As we age, our body's internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, begins to drift. This rhythm controls when you feel sleepy and when you wake up. But with age, the balance of key hormones like melatonin and cortisol begins to shift. Melatonin, which helps you fall and stay asleep, is produced in smaller amounts after your 50s. Cortisol, the alertness hormone, starts rising earlier in the morning than it used to. The result? You find yourself waking up at 3 a.m. wide awake, even though you've only slept for a few hours. This change doesn't happen overnight, it builds gradually. Many older adults notice that they start going to bed earlier and waking up earlier as the years go by. You might find yourself dozing off while watching television in the evening, only to be staring at the ceiling in the early hours of the morning. It's not insomnia, it's your internal clock adjusting itself. However, what makes this particularly frustrating is that your body doesn't always feel rested, even after those early wake-ups. That's because melatonin doesn't just help you fall asleep, it keeps you asleep by quieting the nervous system. When melatonin drops too low, small noises or even mild discomfort can wake you easily. Once you're up, the rising cortisol keeps you from falling back asleep. There's a reason doctors often compare the aging sleep cycle to a light switch that flickers. The brain is still trying to follow its old rhythm, but the wiring has changed. Some people find relief by dimming lights in the evening, avoiding screens, or keeping their bedrooms slightly cooler. These simple habits signal the brain to release melatonin naturally. And while many older adults reach for sleep aids, it's better to first support your body's natural rhythm. A consistent bedtime, a morning walk in sunlight, and less caffeine after lunch can all help reset your inner clock. It's not about forcing yourself to sleep longer. It's about teaching your body to remember when night truly begins and day truly ends. Reason 2. A decline in deep sleep stages and nighttime brain activity. As people enter their 60s, 70s, and 80s, the structure of sleep itself begins to change. The deep, restorative stage of sleep, called slow-wave sleep, gradually becomes shorter, while lighter sleep stages take up more of the night. In younger years, your brain cycles through these stages several times, moving from light to deep sleep, and back again. But as you grow older, the brain often struggles to reach or maintain those deep stages, leading to frequent awakenings during the night, especially around 3 a.m., when your sleep is at its most fragile. This happens because the aging brain produces fewer of the electrical bursts, known as delta waves. Those waves are what allow your body to recover, your heart rate to slow, and your mind to fully disconnect from daily stress. Without enough of them, your brain remains half awake, scanning for sound, temperature changes, or even discomfort in your joints or muscles. So when a small noise occurs or your bladder sends a signal, you wake up easily and find it hard to drift back to sleep. But there's something deeper at play too. During those early morning hours, the body begins to shift toward morning mode. Your temperature rises slightly, and the production of certain neurotransmitters increases. For older adults, these small biological changes are enough to trigger full wakefulness, even if you've only been asleep for 4 or 5 hours. Another reason for this pattern is the brain's reduced ability to regulate its sleep-wake chemistry. The balance between serotonin, GABA, and dopamine, three major chemicals that calm your mind, becomes less stable with age. It's why some nights you may fall asleep easily, but wake up at 3 a.m. with your mind racing or your heart beating faster than usual. Many older people assume this means something is wrong, but in reality, it's often the body's natural adjustment to aging. However, there are ways to strengthen deep sleep again. Gentle daily exercise, relaxation before bed, and maintaining a dark, quiet environment can all encourage the brain to produce more delta activity. If you're still watching this video and find these insights valuable, please type number 2 in the comments, so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support truly encourages us to keep creating meaningful content. Now, let's continue. Reason 3, nighttime blood sugar dips and cortisol spikes. Many older adults wake up around 3 a.m. because their blood sugar drops too low while they're asleep. When this happens, the body releases stress hormones, mainly cortisol and adrenaline, to bring sugar levels back up. But those same hormones also signal the brain to wake up, causing you to open your eyes suddenly in the middle of the night, often with a racing heart or a sense of restlessness. As you age, your metabolism slows, and your body becomes more sensitive to long gaps without food. Even if you eat dinner at 6 p.m., by 3 a.m., your glucose reserves may be running low. This is especially true if you're on certain medications, or if you eat light, low-protein dinners. When your brain senses that it's running out of energy, it activates a mild survival alert, pushing you awake, even though your body still needs rest. Many older people think this wake-up pattern means they have insomnia, but in many cases, it's simply an energy imbalance. Eating a small, balanced snack before bed, something with a mix of protein and healthy fats, like a few almonds or a slice of cheese, can help maintain blood sugar levels through the night. Avoiding alcohol and sugary desserts close to bedtime can also make a big difference, since they cause spikes, followed by crashes that disrupt your sleep rhythm. But it's not just about food, it's also about how your body responds to stress. Cortisol is meant to rise in the morning to help you wake up gradually. However, when it spikes too early due to nighttime stress, pain, or worry, it can make your body think it's already morning. For older adults, even small disruptions, like temperature changes or discomfort from arthritis, can activate that hormonal response. If you've ever noticed that you wake up at 3 a.m. with your mind suddenly racing, that's your cortisol talking. It's the body's natural alarm system going off at the wrong time. Calming the nervous system before bed through deep breathing, gentle stretching, or quiet prayer can help lower stress hormones and keep them steady through the night. Learning to manage these hormonal patterns can restore deeper, steadier sleep and reduce those frustrating 3 a.m. awakenings. It's one of the most powerful ways to bring balance back to your nights and peace back to your mornings. Reason 4, the link between aging kidneys and nighttime urination. Another major reason older adults wake up around 3 a.m. has to do with the kidneys and how they change with age. When you're younger, your kidneys slow their function at night, so you can sleep longer without needing to use the bathroom. But as you age, that rhythm fades. Your kidneys begin producing urine at a more constant rate throughout the 24-hour cycle, meaning your bladder fills even while you're deep asleep. That's why so many older people wake up at the same time each night, feeling the urge to urinate. The bladder sends a signal to the brain, and even if the urge is mild, your lighter sleep makes you instantly aware of it. The problem is that once you get up, your body's alert systems activate, your blood pressure rises. Slightly, cortisol increases, and your core temperature climbs. After that, falling back asleep feels nearly impossible. There are also physical changes in the bladder itself. Over time, its capacity shrinks slightly, and the muscles controlling it become less elastic. Even a small amount of urine can create a sensation of fullness. Add to that the side effects of certain medications, especially those for blood pressure or heart conditions, and your nights become a cycle of waking, using the bathroom, and struggling to rest again. But here's something few people realize. Nighttime urination isn't always just about the bladder. It can be a subtle signal from the heart or kidneys that they're under more stress than before. When circulation slows and fluid builds up in the legs during the day, the body reabsorbs that fluid when you lie down at night, sending it back into circulation and into the kidneys. That's why you might notice your ankles swelling during the day and increased urination at night. Doctors often recommend reducing fluid intake 2 hours before bed, but hydration earlier in the day remains essential. Dehydration can make the kidneys work harder, paradoxically worsening nighttime urination. Elevating your legs for 30 minutes before bed can also help redistribute fluid earlier, reducing the 3 a.m. wake-up call. If you're still watching this video and find these insights valuable, please type number 4 in the comments so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support truly encourages us to keep creating meaningful content. Now, let's continue. Reason 5. Emotional stress and nighttime overthinking. Waking up at 3 a.m. can often have little to do with your physical health and everything to do with your emotions. As people age, they tend to carry unspoken worries more deeply. Concerns about health, family, finances, or even mortality itself often become quieter during the day, but louder at night when the world is still and the mind has no distractions. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., your body's cortisol levels begin to rise in preparation for morning. But when you're under stress or unresolved anxiety, that rise happens more sharply. This hormonal surge wakes the brain's alert system, triggering what feels like an urgent need to think, solve, or worry. That's why so many older adults describe waking up at 3 a.m. with their minds running in circles, even when there's nothing specific happening at that moment. Scientists call this nocturnal rumination, and it's surprisingly common among people over 60. As melatonin decreases and cortisol becomes dominant, your thoughts become louder and more vivid. Old regrets, unfinished conversations, or fears about the future often surface, making it harder to fall back asleep. And since aging brains have less of the calming neurotransmitters that once muffled these thoughts, they can feel overwhelming, even if they aren't logical. However, there's also something quietly spiritual about this hour. Many ancient traditions believed that waking between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. was a time when the subconscious seeks clarity. In other words, your mind may not be tormenting you. It may be trying to help you release something. Journaling, light prayer, or mindful breathing can turn those wake-ups from anxiety into reflection. If your 3 a.m. awakenings are driven by emotion, creating calm before bed is essential. Try ending your day with something gentle, reading something uplifting, dimming lights, or listening to calm instrumental music. Avoid watching distressing news or scrolling through screens before bed. These keep your nervous system alert. Most importantly, remind yourself that not every problem needs solving at 3 a.m. Often your body just needs reassurance that it's safe. Slow your breathing, relax your shoulders, and tell yourself, I can think about this in the morning. You'd be amazed at how quickly peace returns when you give yourself permission to rest. Reason 6. The body's temperature rhythm and nighttime circulation changes. Every night, your body temperature naturally drops to help you fall asleep. This cooling process is part of your circadian rhythm, signaling the brain to release melatonin and slow down your metabolism. But around 3 a.m., something interesting happens. The body begins to warm back up slightly as it prepares for morning. For many older adults, this small temperature rise is enough to trigger awakening. As we age, our ability to regulate temperature becomes less stable. The blood vessels in the skin don't expand or contract as efficiently, and our internal thermostat becomes more sensitive. If your room is even a few degrees too warm or too cold, your body reacts more dramatically than it used to. This sudden shift can cause restlessness, sweating, or chills, all of which can wake you at the same hour each night. Poor circulation can make this worse. When blood flow slows, especially in the hands and feet, the body struggles to maintain a steady core temperature. Some people find that wearing light socks or keeping a warm blanket near the feet helps maintain comfort through the night. Others benefit from slightly adjusting their bedroom temperature. Cooler air around 65 to 68 degrees tends to support deeper sleep. Another factor tied to temperature is oxygen flow. As circulation changes, your breathing pattern can shift too, especially if you have conditions like sleep apnea or mild heart issues. During deep sleep, a temporary drop in oxygen can cause the body to jolt awake suddenly to restore balance. That's why some people wake up feeling startled or short of breath around 3 a.m. It's the body's protective mechanism, not a coincidence. Diet and evening habits also play a role. Heavy dinners, caffeine, or alcohol can raise your core temperature at night, preventing your body from reaching the cooling phase it needs. By the time 3 a.m. arrives, the imbalance between internal heat and the natural warming phase wakes you up. If you recognize this pattern, focus on creating an environment that supports steady temperature regulation. Choose breathable bedding, keep your room dark and slightly cool, and avoid eating within 2 hours of bedtime. These small adjustments signal safety and stability to your nervous system, allowing your body to ride through its natural temperature rhythm without disturbance. If you're still watching this video and find these insights valuable, please type number 6 in the comments so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support truly encourages us to keep creating meaningful content. Now, let's continue. Final thoughts. If you've ever wondered why you wake up at 3 a.m. night after night, the answer isn't just one thing. It's your body speaking to you through many subtle signals. Whether it's hormonal changes, lighter sleep cycles, blood sugar dips, bladder shifts, emotional stress, or temperature rhythms, each factor tells a story about how your aging body is trying to find balance. The key isn't to fight those awakenings, but to understand them. When you learn what your body needs, more stable blood sugar, calmer nerves, a cooler room, or simply peace of mind, you begin to regain control over your nights. Sleep is not about perfection, it's about harmony. Even as the years pass, your body still wants to rest deeply. It just needs your help to do so. So the next time you find yourself awake at 3 a.m., don't panic or blame your age. Take a few deep breaths, remind yourself that your body is adjusting, and use the moment to listen. Sometimes, those quiet hours are when you reconnect most deeply with yourself, where stillness becomes healing. If you found this video helpful, please remember to hit the like button. It really helps us bring you more valuable content. Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts, questions, or what topic you'd like us to cover next. We love hearing from you. Of course, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can never miss out on our latest insights and tips. Stay informed, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.